Caddisflies, stoneflies, mayflies, the hatch, macroaquatic invertebrates. These are all terms that we know as fly fishermen, terms we have to know. For trout, what about our coastal anglers? Our estuaries, our oceans, our bays? Hi, Dave from Jesse Brown's here, and I'm going to talk to you about macroaquatic invertebrates in our marine environment that we should all know if we're going to be fly fishing in the ocean, the bay, or the estuary. So, there are a lot of different macroaquatic invertebrates that live in the ocean. Obviously, the ocean is a massive place, and there's lots of different invertebrates. But some key ones to know, I'm going to go through right now and show you some fly forms of them. First, just like in fresh water, we have worms. Now, our marine worms are going to look a little different than our freshwater worms. You see, a lot of marine worms have bristles. A lot of them have mandibles on the front, and it's going to be a little bit daunting, a little to handle them if you ever see them in the wild, because some of them do have those pinchers. But a lot of fish love them, and almost every fish that lives within an estuary system or a bay system, the ocean system, is going to feed on these things, especially fish like fluke and flounder. Your redfish will feed on them. Bonefish will feed on marine worms. Everything likes worms. We all know fish like worms. Next is going to be one that comes in many shapes and sizes, crabs. Here in the Carolinas, we're very used to fiddler crabs in our bay systems and our estuary systems. They're all different kinds of crabs. We got blue crabs, or where I grew up, we call them blue clawed crabs. They get bigger. No matter what, if a crab is small though, or if a fish is big, they will eat crabs. We all know redfish will actually search out for fiddler crabs when the tide comes in, and they'll feed on them. Blue crabs are also a big food source for a lot of marine animals. Crabs are everywhere in any marine system. They are opportunistic feeders, they are scavengers. So always make sure you have some crabs on hand. If you're fishing closer to the beach, if you're doing some surf fishing, a really good invertebrate to look out for are sand fleas. I used to call them sand crabs where I grew up. They're small, little oval-shaped creatures. If you dig your hand under the sand, you'll feel them moving around. You can pull them out, and anything that lives off the surf on that drop-off there where the surf comes in will feed on these sand fleas or sand crabs. And this is one very famous macroaquatic marine invertebrate that we know fish love. Shrimp. Shrimp, another thing that comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes. You got your big Gulf shrimp, like the shrimp that you eat. You have some small ghost shrimp and grass shrimp, and that can be represented in like a gotcha bone pattern like that. And all fish in the marine environment will eat shrimp. So shrimp are incredibly important as well. All of these macroaquatic invertebrates are very important to the marine ecosystem and what the fish feed on in those ecosystems. So we know our mayflies, our caddisflies, and our stoneflies. So make sure you remember your worms, your crabs, and your shrimp as well. Have fun out there on the ocean, the bay, or the estuaries. Be safe. Wear your life jacket if you're on a boat. We'll be seeing you.